Hey everyone, Steve 87th here. If you guys remember a little while ago, I got a Woodland Scenics Tidy Track. So we're going to go ahead and see how this works. It says it cleans all the wheels at once, works for a locomotive and rolling stock, and it won't scratch wheels. And I've got a power transformer too. So let's go ahead and open this up. So the box actually opened up really easily. It just pops open. Come here. The instructions, of course, are all in one thing, so you can always keep the box for later. I'll take this out. Set off the directions off to the side. It's got a nice little plug-in that will just plug in, I'm sure, to one end or the other. And then the alligator clips. And then either extra or... yeah, these look like extra cleaners. This is kind of a Velcro strip there. This is a felt strip with double adhesive. Another double adhesive felt strip. I'm just taking all of these out. And then another one of those. And it actually already has felt in here. You can see here that when you put it on there, it looks like the, here, watch this. You can see that it depresses and you can see the side cleaners there. So, but let's see what the instructions tell us that's going on. Okay, we'll get this empty box out of the way and we'll start on the instructions. It actually gives you two ways to do this too. So, I'm going to go ahead and read through I'm going to show you these guys on the back, and then I'm going to read through them, and I'll come right back to you guys. Okay, the one thing I didn't want to do was read all the instructions to you. So, you have two types of pads. You have the cleaner pad, which are these, which are used to just do some light cleaning if you need to and all that kind of stuff. Basically, you'll take out the old pad when it's dirty, stick this in, make sure it's double stuck down, and put up against that rail in there on the inside. Oops, sorry, let me move that back a little bit more. On that inside section, and you've got your cleaner, okay? This, what do you call it? The loop and hook is actually for scrubbers. So this is meant for when you have a much more dirty wheel set that you need to clean. You'll use this as the wheel set cleaner, but once you're finished using this, you then have to go in and use one of the cleaning strips. Okay, that's what the instructions say. Now, here's a really kind of cool thing, just to let you guys know how this all goes. There are basically three ways to do this, but there's two ways to clean locomotive wheels. Okay, so the first way, there's actually a couple of different ways. One, you'll put this into the end, right? And now you got two alligator clips. Now with your alligator clips, you have two choices of how you want to use these alligator clips. You can actually use this right onto the track. You can clip the alligator clips one part of a track and onto the other part of the track. And that will then give this power. Okay, and then you just use your transformer. You don't have to worry about it. Another way is to actually hook these clips up to your transformer. Okay, I've got my Digitracks here, and because this is DCC, you can just go to rail A, and this one, it's a little bit closer. You go to rail A. I may have to take these off, and then you go in there and clip to rail B, or however, get in there. Okay, and then you get your power directly off of here. This works with AC and DC, and they also say, you know, make sure that you turn it off. However, this is the other thing that's kind of cool that I didn't know you could do. Let's pretend that this isn't here because I don't want to go take it over and move my camera around. All right, underneath, you see these little metal sections. You can take this. These grooves line up directly with tracks. And what they do is they tell you that you just want to hold it down on this end, and you can directly use this right on the tracks, and you don't have to use any of the clips or anything like that. It will just fit right on your track grooves. So how cool is that, huh? And then what you'll do is you'll just push this down or put your fingers over here, put a little bit of pressure down on it. This will pick up the power from the track and it'll allow the engine to go. We're going to use the power pack tonight. Okay, so, but that is really kind of cool. It'll make you take up less space, and you can clean your stuff right on the line. So that's kind of neat. The other thing that you can do, obviously, is clean your wheels for your car. And that's the first thing that we're going to do. So let me set that up and I'll be right back again. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is 3 cars. This one has a little bit, I hate to say this, it took me a while to find some cars that had dirty wheels. Sorry, I don't run my trains as much as some of the other people. So I got some metal. This one is obviously, I've got some dirt on this wheel over here. And then, not to pick on my man Jack, but this is one of the prizes that I won from Jack, and I know from his engine that I had a heck of a time. So I'm going to clean one of his cars too. Okay, so the instructions on this are really simple. Let's just get these back out of the way so that they don't roll all over the place. Now they say they can take up to cars 10.5 inches long is the length of the car that they can use. Okay, so you simply just put it on there. Make sure that it rolls a little bit so you can see that there's plenty of room. So what they do is they tell you to depress the car enough so that you can expose it to the rollers, and then go back and forth like, okay, I'm on glass so it's a little bit bad. You just go back and forth a couple of times, like 10 times they said. Make sure that that's depressed so it's getting in there and getting on the wheels. The good thing is there's a nice little area for your couplers to go through so they don't get whacked up. So these are the plastic wheels. You can't quite tell if much was done. You can see some scratching on them and so forth. Sorry. They look like they did okay. So we're going to take this car off. We're going to go to the next one, which we know the wheels are a little bit dirty on here, and these are plastic wheels. You guys can see the dirt. Let's see how this works. Okay, again, line this up just like you're putting it on a track. I've got a glass tabletop, so this kind of rolls a little bit. Let's see how this goes. Now again, the reason you're doing it this way, there's no power to the cars, so it's kind of hard for them to roll with electricity. Let's see how this goes. Not too bad. There's still some dirt left on there. It doesn't say that you can use any fluid on the wheels, but the wheels are cleaner than they were when they went in, so that's a good thing. So now let's see how they do here. These wheels seem okay. They're a little, you can see that they're a bit dirty there. So let's just see how the tank car goes. Now, of course, with the tank car, you got all these other little problems because it's a freaking tank car. Wow. Okay, so this time I can actually see the dirt coming off. I know it's kind of weird watching me just make a car go back and forth, but it's some of the things that we do. Now, this might be a little bit because these are definitely metal wheels. I'm not sure if those were metal wheels or if all of them were plastic. So let's look here. First of all, you can see that there is a dark strip right across those wheel sections there on both sides. And you see there's nothing in the middle because, well, the wheel didn't hit there. So that's not bad. Oh, yeah. Now look at this. Those are a lot more shinier than they were before. So again, don't want to pick on my man Jack. We know how much he runs his trains and all that kind of stuff. And I got this on a win, but that cleaned those wheels up really nice. Those are going to run really, really nice on this track now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stop again for a minute, and we will go ahead and set up our engines. All right, so let's try a couple of these engines. So here's my first one. It's a Walthers engine. Let's let that focus in a minute. You can see the wheels. They're not in too bad a shape. Let's just see what goes on. I believe this should be one of my DCC engines. So there we go. We can see that it's on the track. And now with this, what we're going to do is place the locomotive in the center of the rotor guile, make sure that it makes contacts with both, turn on the transformer, and increase speed slowly until the train bumps against the end guard. Adjust speed to between 1/2 and 3/4 power. Do not operate at high speed. Then manually pull the engine back to the rear guard and roll it forward. Slightly depressing the pressure. Repeat approximately 10 to 15 seconds. Okay? So, first thing we need to do, obviously, take our little train here. 1380. Okay. That would be our selected address. Let's make sure we got some power. Wanted to make sure we got power first, which is of course, because I'm recording this, so I don't get any power. Oh, engine's supposed to be forward, supposed to be in reverse, but I'm not seeming to get anything. Make sure that's off. Power there, power there. Looks like we got some pretty good connection. And I just want to make sure it is not on the programming track. It's on rail A and B. Yeah. Just going to try to reconnect this up a little bit better. See if my alligators are not quite on there. There we go. Had to turn the track power on. That always helps. Can actually hear sound now. See how this works. Yep, see, there we go. We got power now. So that's a good thing. Bella, don't you... So, we're going to go forward first. We're going to slowly increase this. Get some speed going up. It engages the fronts. So take it up around half speed or so. pushing down on it a little bit. Then it said take it to the back. So we get some wheels going. And then it says do this for about 10 or 15 seconds. The biggest thing is remember to put a little bit of pressure on it. It's kind of funny how this engine is kind of dragging a little bit because I thought this is one of my better pullers. Okay. All right. So I went and slowed that down. I want to do it in the reverse direction just because it's the way I like to do things. It comes on up. Now, one of the things, if you guys think about this, because this is a tiny little track, right, whereas I've got this big section of track over here as a test track, because you can hook this right up to power, you could more than likely use this as a nice small programming track for your DCC as an extra kind of added bonus. So that's kind of cool, isn't it? And then think about that. So now you got your own DCC track. And this also works on DC too if you want to. So you just go ahead and turn that on down. Let that die out. Put the brake on. Let's see the wheels. Give it a second. Those look pretty good. They've come out pretty nice. Okay, so I've got a couple more engines while I'm here. This is the engine that Jack that I bought from Jack. He had a great sale one day, and I got this from him. Look at the wheels there. A little dirty, not very much at all. So let's see, will it fit? Woohoo! So, even the big 44, the C44s will fit on this track. So let's go ahead and change our engine number. 74 train. We've got our engine going. Go ahead and see how he runs. See, he goes up to the front there. That's at 2/3 speed. I want to put him down a little bit. It's funny, I am running this at full speed and he doesn't seem to be going as much power, but you guys can see it's a bit of power to get this guy to go back. He wants to keep going forward. So there is quite a bit of resistance on this, which is nice. Now I'm not going to take this off and do the heavy scrubbers, because I mean that's another thing that we could do. I know I've got some cars someplace that I could probably do that on that are used that I picked up. Okay, let's go ahead and slow this down. That's kind of funny. It still thinks it's running. There we go. It's got a long coast on it. Okay, we're going to put it in the reverse mode. Now you can see how that moves that on right on up. That's at Mark II. So it's doing pretty good. It's got a lot of pulling. We're only at half speed now. Up a little bit more. And this is a Scale Trains engine, the C44W. So, I believe, pretty sure. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring that on down. In the DCC mode, obviously it keeps running for a little while because it's got to keep ahead on it. So let's go ahead and utilize that. Okay, and that takes care of that engine. So let's see. Oh my, those are a bit brighter. Kind of nice and shiny there. Pretty good. So the last one, so we're gonna try the last thing that I said that it could do. We're gonna charge up this track over here and see how that goes. All right, so just hold on a minute. All right, so I hooked up some power. I kind of jury-rigged it here using the alligator clips. This is not, this is not attached to any power right now. This is my Walters 70, I believe. It's an Ace 70. And you can see this one has got, it's not a whole lot of dirt, but it's probably one of my dirtier ones. So let's see if it does what it says it did, which is we put this over the track, then set our engine on the track. Now, mind you, this is easier for me to do it this way than it is to take it over to my layout, even though my layout's right behind me. Okay, so we've got this. We'll put this forward because I know which way the forward engine is. Okay, and there we go. Look at that. Here, let me show you what it's doing just by it sitting there by itself. The track is powered. This is powered. We bring the train up. And look at that. It works right there. So you can bring the power up, put some pressure down on the wheels. So the cool thing about this then, you don't even need a bench. You just need a piece of straight track that's probably 12 inches long. And you can just put this right on the track, clean your engines before a session, right after a session, and it's right there. And again, you know, you could do your programming here probably if you don't want to worry about messing with your tracks much, but that one I would take it off the tracks though. So that's pretty kind of cool. Look at that. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'd say that Woodland Scenics did a pretty good job. They thought about a lot of things on how we as model railroaders do our stuff. Okay, look at that. It's coming to a stop. I got some definite drift on my engines. So here we go. We're going to take him into the reverse side. You can see the train's moving all on its own. I put a little bit of pressure down on there. You can hear that it's taking the load. And that says that you want you to move the engine back and forth. Now this says, because I know that I've only got a short run on both sides, this isn't going to slip that far, so I don't have to hold it, but it does say to hold it in place. So there you have it. Look at that. Just in time for Christmas, and you can clean all your trains. All right, let me go ahead and kill the throttle on this one. So again, you guys who have other throttles that don't hook directly up to the track, like my Digitrax does, where you got your handhelds and all that, and you don't have wires with them and they're wireless, all you have to do is get a straight piece of track and you're able to use this. So you can see here, taking it right on off, bringing it over to you guys. And there's the wheels. Give it a second. I'm pretty happy with that. It's going to keep the performance of the engine up a lot better. Right? Better contacts and all that. So, let's see how much dirt we got off. Remember, these were white when we started. So here's a clean one. Here's dirty ones. And I got quite a bit of gunk off of there. So not bad. So if you're looking for a present to give somebody, or you want to get a present, Tidy Track, neat for your engines and your rolling stock. So there you have it. Jack, don't take any offense. I just know that you've run your stuff longer than I have, so that they had some more buildup than mine did. And then again, for the wheels that you want more abrasive to, they just use the hook and loop. So you could probably, I mean, I know that they want you to buy extras and all that kind of stuff, but you could probably get away with doing, this is a heavy felt. You could probably make your own heavy felt, and you could definitely make your own hook and loop scraper there. Okay, so everybody, there you go. There's the Tidy Track Cleaner by Woodland Scenics. I give it a good. If I was Wilmer, I'd say not bad. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys later.